Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks and Stang, and I'm representing my squad as always. But today we're going over an update for my Fabled Darkworlds. Haven't updated this deck in a minute. Definitely check out my Fabled Darkworld Burning Abyss deck. That deck got a lot of good feedback and quite a few views. I just didn't expect it to get that that much buzz. So because of that, that's why I decided to update it. But this time without Burning Abyss. Darkworlds and Fables are two very old archetypes that rarely see play on these days in this format, which was another reason why I was like, we might as well show them some love. And I don't see too many Yugi tubers, shining spotlight on these decks. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and show some love. So without further ado, let's hop into the main deck. For monsters, we're gonna start with the Darkworld engine first. Obviously, when you're playing Darkworlds, you're gonna be playing 3 Grapha. He's the boss monster of the deck. Whenever you're playing Darkworlds, even as an engine, you're always gonna play 3 Grapha because he's insane. He's gonna be popping cards and he's gonna be summoning himself back like endlessly. We play 3 copies of Snow. Snow is gonna be searching out any Darkworld card. And she's not once per turn, and she also is, a level 4, 17, 2000 on the field spell. And 3 Brow, he makes all your negs a plus or break even, and that's why I like Brow a lot. And you only play 9 Darkworld monsters. For your Fabled engine, which is a bigger portion, that's why I said Fabled Darkworld and not Darkworld Fables, we play 3 Grimro, we play 3 Cruz. Grimro's your Stratos, and Cruz is your Monster Reborn. And then we play 3 Chawa. Chawa's a play starter. He's going to special himself by discarding a Fabled, which will then special something else. Then we play 2 copies of Raven. Raven brings the archetypes together. He can discard any number of any number of cards in your hand, and increase his level and attack by, the certain number of cards you discard. But more notably, he actually does trigger the Darkworlds. Certain cards are cost, right? Fabled Raven is not a cost. So when you discard Darkworld cards with his effect and Fables, you can have a lot of chainlinks going on. Like, for example, discard this, chainlink 3, chainlink 2, chainlink 1, and all of them will resolve properly, which is really cool. And he's a tuner that changes his level so you can go to bigger synchros. So I like him a lot, and the fact that he's searchable. And we play 2 Fabled Kushano. Kushano is really strong. I like the recurability and also the fact that it's a tuner. You can add it from the graveyard to your hand by discarding a Fabled. That's another reason why you want to play a lot of Fables, and it has synergy with the Cruz. Like, you can use Grimro, search Cruz, then discard Cruz, add Kushano, Cruz effect, special Grimro, and then normal summon Kushano, instant level 7 synchro right there. Really cool. The deck has some awesome combos. I do enjoy myself with this deck. It's very fun. I just feel bad because I haven't had the time to give the deck all the love that I used to give it, but we're showing love to it today. And then 2 copies of Ganashia. Ganashia is optional, but I just like that he is a level 3 that summons himself to the field with relative ease. And he can boost his attack. He does get banished if he leaves the field when you use his effect, but you can easily fix that if you play rank 3s like Levy or the Sea Dragon. You can definitely go that route. So that's it for the monsters. You can play BLS too, because you play Lights and Darks. For your spells, we play 3 Gates of the Dark World. It's searchable. It's the best field spell in this deck. You're going to be triggering a lot of effects and drawing at the same time, and it's not hard once per turn, so you cycle through these, drop them like they're hot. 3 copies of Dark World Dealings. I just don't like the fact that both players draw, but it's necessary when you're playing Dark Worlds. 3 Drag Down to the Grave. This is what's going to let you know what you're playing going first. We both have to reveal our hands, and we both discard a card from each other's hands, and we both draw 1. In this deck, there's no real bad cards that you have that your opponent is going to, like, discard and you won't get something out of it. Like, all of your effects trigger and grave when they're discarded, so you're naturally going to plus while they neg, and you get to see what they're playing. So this is one of the reasons why people hated Darkworlds. It was really nasty, because you look at their whole hand, and you pick the best card that they have, and you take it away from them. And then we play generic stuff like Allure of Darkness and Pot of Desires. You need a little bit more draw power, and also the plus is necessary. So I like that a lot. And then we play only 2 one-ups, and one of them is Gateway. Gateway is an optional card. Most Darkworld players, even back in the day, never ran this. It's only good in pure Darkworlds. So, like, that's why it's like kind of like, why would you play this? But I like it. It's a searchable Monster Reborn. And what you want to do is you want to use this on your opponent's turn. You want to flip this to summon Grapha to cock block, or you want to flip this and summon back your Snow or your Brow during the end phase, and then bounce Snow or Brow back to your hand with Grapha, summon him, and then discard Snow and Brow and get their effect. So this can become a +2. It just recycles. Like, I've had games where I was running low on Snows, and I needed to be able to search. So I was like, dang, like, I need to throw this in there. So, like, I would waste a search on him, and then he would this card will pay off in the long run. So I like it a lot. And then we have 1 copy of Creeping Darkness. You banish 2 darks and search a level 4 dark. This is just a 4th copy of Snow, basically. It's optional. You can cut it for upstart, but I wanted to maximize the consistency of the deck. Snow's the searcher, and I wanted a way to search the searcher. It's a 40 card main deck. For the extra deck, we have 1 Fabled Leviathan, the boss. It's going to add 3 Fables from your grave to your hand. We have 2 Valkyries. Valkyries in the lore was leading the Fables, charging them, you know, pretty much like leading the Fables to war when they were battling the Mist Valleys and was it like Ally of Justices and the Jirax and stuff like that. Valkyries is pretty strong. You play 3 Raijin. Raijin is your go-to. You're going to draw 2 cards every single time with this card, and then you're going to Synchro Summon into a higher Synchro. This deck wasn't hurt too bad by Master Rule 4 because you can actually just Synchro Summon with your Synchro, so it's totally fine. And he's your starter. You want to do that. But Master Rule 4 did stop our ability to Quasar Turbo because Fabled can go into Quasar with relative ease. It's one of the best Quasar decks that you can play. And because of Master Rule 4, it's not easy anymore, but it's still possible. Then 1 Unicorn, he's basically going to be your Head of Perfection. He's going to be negating spell traps or monsters, and he's not once per turn, it's just endless. He's negates forever. He's one of the best extra deck monsters you can go into. It doesn't even have to be a simplified game state. He will simplify it for you. And we have Crystal Wing. It's too easy to make. Like I said, you Synchro with your Synchros. You can go into Raven. Go into Raijin, draw 2, and then after that, go into your Crystal Wing, and you can have a solid boss monster. Plus your Grapha. We have Omega to kind of dodge Master Rule 4. You can always, in the middle of your combos, Omega, and then end on a Crystal Wing. Fables can go off that way. That's why I like Fabled Darkworlds, because Darkworlds don't really go into the extra deck much, but when you have Fables, you have the option to Synchro Summon, so it opens up your arsenal to a plethora of different versatile effects. Because there's so many different Synchros that are generic that are really good, and I like that. So these are kind of your go-tos. Like every first turn, you're gonna Fabled Raijin at least twice, and you know, draw twice, and then you're gonna go Omega, and then you're gonna end on Crystal Wing. Then we have Armades. Armades is optional. I like that my opponent can't activate anything, and then under the field spell, it's 26 because all fiends get a 300 boost. We have Black Rose, pretty easy to make. You can also play Ancient Fairy if you want to go that route. It'll help. Then for links, we play Borreload, Scoldred, Underclock, and Akashic. I only wanted to play 4 links, but I wanted them to matter. I feel like Decode Talker could be in here, but I wanted to play Akashic over Decode because going second, she's great, and even going first, she'll open up a zone for you. You don't always need 2 zones because you make Omega and you Synchro with your Synchros. So that concludes the deck profile, you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what your honest opinion and feedback is. I love y'all. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells, and stay tuned. We've got I think 1 more deck to do, and then we're gonna call it a night. Peace.